And welcome, one and all, back to the Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Marcus. You are joining me live in the Comedy Studios. But I'm never alone. I'm with my boy, Joey LaFaro. Joe, say hello to the people.
What's going on, people?
Oh man, Joey, it's a new week, man.
It is.
Oh, we got Candace in the building. Candace, say hello to the people. Let's try it again. Candace, say hello to the people.
Hello, people.
There we go. I told you
Get it together, Marcus. Get it together.
I need to order her that mic, that Bob Barker mic. So she can, yeah, she said she had one. I don't know what she did. Eddie can't hear. Well, we do have a special guest today. Not sure why you can't hear because everything was up. You can only hear Candace. Okay. Well, you're say hi. Unmute yourself.
Me?
No. I'm supposed to.
Oh my God.
I'm not muted.
Candace, tell Eddie to unmute himself.
Eddie, unmute yourself.
Yeah, I can only hear you though. I can't hear them.
Can't hear me at all.
Hold on, wait. Let's get this
I
right.
can hear everybody.
You can or can't?
I can. I could hear Eddie and I could hear the two of you.
Yeah, because we're both going through Joey's computer, so
Yeah, you could hear us because you should.
I'm muted because it would be an echo if I didn't mute myself.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I could definitely hear Eddie clearly.
Yeah, he was
And-
doing fine.
Yeah, so he should be able to hear us.
Can you hear us now, Eddie?
No.
All right, there we go. Okay.
That's why I had to leave. I can leave 11. I used to have StreamYard. I know how to use. You know what I'm saying? It's just raggedy, man.
All right. Well, here's what we'll do. Here's what I'm going to do, Joey.
What?
I'm going to reintroduce Eddie
Okay.
because people may not know.
I don't.
Eddie Lyles is a long-term friend of Dot Comedy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's see how long we known Eddie. Going on a decade now.
About
About a decade.
But knowing me and a long-term friend is like, you know.
Okay, fuck it. A
He
nigga we
said he
know.
don't really fuck with y'all. I'm translating.
A nigga we know from New York named Eddie Lyles. I don't,
all that means we haven't found reason to quit on you yet.
Yeah.
That's some sort of accomplishment.
Yeah, we still invite you to hang around. I mean, shit.
I don't get no invites, man. I get no invites.
There's a lot of people that I've known equally as long that I do not fuck with them.
Oh, that's a fact. That's same with my end too, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't mess with a lot of people, bro.
that's the business. Oh man, but
keep
yeah,
the circle small. But nah, yo, thanks for having me, yo. Seriously, though.
of course, man. Always a pleasure to have you on, man. Eddie Lyles is the head of the DC Comedy Festival.
One of the founders.
One of the founders. Okay, we'll go with that.
Put it.
One of the founders.
I am not, contrary to popular belief. There's been a lot of misconception because as soon as those ads went up with McGinty's on it, everybody was like, "Oh, are you running the festival this year? Are you a part of that? Are you behind that?" I'm like, Listen. I know you're used to me being in charge of shit, but this is not one of those times.
Hey, nah, I mean, yo, look, the McGinty's one was so weird because that wasn't even supposed to go as heavy as it did. I'm happy it did. I'm hoping it helps carry the shows there going forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But basically, what wind up happening was somebody made a comment on it. It was like, these guys don't know where DC is because that's definitely Silver Spring. And like tried to like blast us, and I was like, yeah, and I was just in a bad mood. That I just so happened to be the person that saw the post, and I just went on this dude, and he just thought I was like, I guess he thought I was some female, which was hilarious. So I'm just cooking him as a bot, like a female bot online, and then people just started sharing it, and then it just went crazy, and I was like, all right, well, at least. And then now we have, you know what I'm saying, it's probably going to be a sold out show. So thank you, guys. Yeah. I appreciate you.
Sounds good to me.
No problem.
It's always a good thing.
Yeah.
So who else is with you on DC Comedy Festival?
What do you mean?
That's the other founders.
Oh, the other founders would be the founders is Rob Gordon, myself, and Ivan Martin. They went on and did other things. I'm still involved with the festival, but we stay with the essence of the festival. You know what I mean? Like the whole festival, the whole point of the festival was to promote the scene of DC. You know what I mean? A lot of people get a misconstrued, like, and they'll be like, well, you ain't put me on the festival. You ain't put me on. It's like, dude, the festival is for the scene. It's not for any individual comedian. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we invite all the producers of DC to throw their shows on to the festival. We ask every single person, right? Kind of like a lot of people have never really been to, especially from the DMV, haven't been to the New York Comedy Festival. But if you ever go to the New York Comedy Festival, you'll see exactly how it's done. Caroline's is the main group or main owner of the festival. So they put on the bigger show, they put on some of the bigger shows.
They still do.
Everybody in New York, every single producer, every single comic, all benefit from the New York Comedy Festival because they just do multiple shows throughout the city, all over the city. And then with the New York Comedy Festival, it doesn't do it is because it's for the city. We don't charge, they don't charge people. Right, they don't charge the producers to do these shows. So, like when these producers put on these shows, the producer takes all of their money. Right, the comics that put on their own shows, they take all of that money. When somebody puts on a special or tapes a special, they take all that because it is the entirety of the festival is just to promote the scene of New York. And so we wanted to do the same thing with DC. We promote the scene and the festival inside of the scene of DC. You know what I mean? And then the producers go on and they get to do all this stuff. But the hope is that we keep promoting how much comedy there is in DC so that it's easier for showrunners and producers to get audience members out to see the comics that are working their new materials and trying to get better.
Okay. I mean, that's a grand idea. We never actually discussed exactly what went into it and why it was there. I know you interviewed about it, and at the time I didn't like you that much, so I didn't pay attention too much to stuff you did.
I still don't like you, so it don't matter.
I mean, hey, I tried to grow up some in the time that we had.
Don't grow up. Stay the same.
Stay the same.
Stay the same. Keep that same energy. Don't try to jump on here now. Don't try to jump up there on the bandwagon now. Keep the same energy.
I want to be a friend in my old age, man. I want to make sure that all old black bald men have exactly the same amount of friends together. We're gonna be friends at some point, Eddie.
Yeah. You don't have a lot of friends like me. You know what I mean? I have a lot of friends, dude. I have a lot of friends. It's gonna take you a long time to catch up. You know what I mean? I got plenty of damn friends. I don't know sure.
See, this is the type of shit. This is where we run. We go down a bad path.
Marcus, no one at all.
Sorry. This is the fundamental reason I don't fuck with her. I don't fuck with either one of them. I don't know why they on my show, Joey. This is me. This is me trying to figure it out.
This is not your show, sir.
Co-founder.
Anyway, stop being in your show and stop being in your house.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that is the truth. Okay, I'll let it be. So you know what? We'll move forward. Joey, where are because Comedy Shows Near Me is producing 2 of those shows. Which 3 of them? Okay, where are they
at? 2 are at McGinty's Public House next week. One of them is a competition show, so if you're into that kind of thing, like people to fight for laughter, then come and we're gonna put them in gladiator outfits, and the person who stabs while laughing the most wins.
That's not happening. That's
not gonna be the thing.
Nope, we're not even going to let that get out there in this politically correct climate. They got comics stabbing each other. Oh, no.
Comedy duels.
Nah.
I think your missus is calling me, Joey. Joseph.
Yes.
I think your missus is calling
you. We're on air.
I know we're on air. I'm just letting you know. I don't want you to get in trouble when this is all said and done.
Yeah.
You don't tell your girl that you about to get on the air, bro?
We can make you podcast while you tend to that, Joey.
Yeah,
all right.
Jesus Christ, this dude's about to
take care of your future misses, man. We're not that important.
So Eddie, now I remember when we first started the festival years ago, there was some opposition. There were some other festivals that were upset that you had started a festival. So can you tell us, for people out there, because you're like contributing to the festival culture and trying to spread it to New York, doing things like that. Like, how did you handle that, or how did that go down?
Oh, I shut my mouth and just kept it moving. No, I don't care about people, man. I play football. You know what I mean? Like, it's not so many comics in this game that I'm actually like, oh, they might beat me up. Like, get out of here, dude. The God's honest is well, a lot of people don't realize when we very first started the festival, the very first year of the festival was 2017. Do you guys remember how many comedy clubs was in DC?
Well, there was the Improv, and there was Beer Baron, who like wasn't a comedy club but worked as a comedy club, and I think that was it at the time.
Down there,
that was literally it.
That was it, right? Okay.
But even then, I wouldn't have called them a comedy club. They just were having pop-up shows.
No, Bear Baron wasn't a comedy club. Bear Baron wouldn't be considered a comedy club. They didn't turn into the DC Comedy Loft until 2019.
Yeah. But at the time, it was the only other thing we had. Yeah.
But okay. So like, even with that being said, right? Bear Baron, the reason why I said Bear Baron wasn't a comedy club, because I was renting out Bear Baron.
Yeah.
That's how I know it wasn't. I was one of, like, so Alex Starr, Sean Joyce,
They still rent it out a lot.
No. But remember, it wasn't, Bear Baron was just literally a room in a hotel.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Sure
was.
There was a hotel's event space that everybody rented out for comedy shows. They weren't even a club. And the point I'm making to this is, since we started doing this festival, and a lot of people don't have to give it credit. They don't have to say it was because of us. They don't have to say anything. But since we started doing this festival, we went from just having an Improv as a solidified comedy club to, by the second year, having Arlington Draft House. By the third year, having DC Comedy Loft, Arlington Draft House, DC Improv. To the fourth year, pandemic, or third year was pandemic, fourth year, to the fourth year, fifth year.
Didn't Draft House open a second location?
Well, no. Arlington Draft House was always there, but Arlington Draft House is all the way at Arlington.
Right.
I'm saying inside of DC,
they had
the DC Draft House.
Okay.
Yeah, they had inside of DC, they had the DC Draft House. Now, the DC Draft House died due to pandemic.
Right.
And everybody was sad to see that go. But now you have DC Improv, like as of today, you have the DC Improv, Club 808, Hotbed, DC Comedy Loft, what's the other joint?
DC Draft House, right? So
Draft House is gone. No, I'm talking about DC inside of the only inside of DC. Like Arlington, I don't really consider that a DC. It's a DMV club, but it's not a DC club.
Yeah. I remember a DC location, or am I going crazy?
No, that's what I said. The DC location closed during the pandemic.
Yeah, they closed down.
They had to,
Okay.
Yeah. So during the pandemic, the DC Draft House closed out. So there was the Arlington Draft House, and then there was the DC Draft House. And so the whole point I'm making towards the whole reason to bringing all of that up is everybody can say what they want. A lot of people don't like things, and a lot of people do like things, and some people just don't care, right? And so what winds up happening is, especially in the beginning years, we really cared about the people that didn't like us. We didn't focus on the people that did like us, and we didn't focus on the people that didn't care. And so because we spent a lot of our time focused on the people that didn't like us, we weren't seeing all the trees that were blooming in the background. All right. So a lot of people didn't notice. DC Improv has never been on the DC Comedy Festival, not once. But every other club has.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything that turned into a club has. So with all that being said, like we see the scene of DC growing, and we think it's going to continue to grow. And so it is on us to keep our heads down and keep doing, because we know that we're doing it the right way. Again, we try our best to bring as many comics from outside into the DMV area. And then the comics in the DMV, it is on them. And this is the hardest part about the business in comedy. A lot of people don't understand that it's all about networking. When we bring all these comics in, you can look at them and just be like, oh, that's somebody, I don't care about them, which happens a lot. But what also happens a lot is some comics look at those people and like, hey, I want to build a networking opportunity with them. I want to build a connection with them. Hey, so where are you from? You're from Oakland? Okay. What do you guys have out there? All right, cool. Well, I do this show here, right? Let me try to update you and get you on another show here. Or when you think you're gonna come back to DC, I'll get you on the show then. I might come out to Oakland. I might come out to Oakland in like 5 months, 6 months, next year, whatever. Now I have a person that I can talk to, right? And that's all the networking opportunities are, because a lot of people in this business just think that it's about how funny you are, and it is not. Like any big name will tell you that. You either pay for people to network for you, or you network for yourself. It's that simple. But at the end of the day, everybody's going to take a chance on you, right? And if people don't like you or people don't know you, they're going to be less likely to take a chance on you.
Yeah.
And so that was literally what all this festival stuff was about. So we can't, if I'm looking at the bigger picture, I can't look at the people that didn't like us. I just can't, because it literally distracted us from everybody that did and everybody that didn't know about us. And so now that we're focused on everybody that does like us and everybody that doesn't know about us, we're doing a lot better. You know what I mean? And we're just going from there. And we try not to be mediocre. We try to bring comics in. Sometimes those comics do extremely well, and sometimes those comics don't do so well because it's a different market. And I think sometimes people don't pay attention to that, right? If you're bringing somebody in from Arizona where it's very hot and everybody's quick, and then they come to, everybody's slow, and then they come to DC where everybody's quick, they're going to have an adjustment period. You get what I mean? And so I think a lot of comics don't look at that as a business opportunity. They look at it as, oh, I'm better than them, so I should be on that stage. It's like, no, dude, you should be talking to them.
Right.
Seeing why are they so good in Arizona, and then figuring out how maybe you can get out there and maybe talk to them and maybe see who are the club promoters. Because if you really do think that you're better than them, then why don't get paid when you go out to Arizona?
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, man. That's a good. I think it's going to be a good thing for the DC comedy scene.
Well, it already has been.
It has been. It has been, and it will continue. I'm sorry, it will continue to be a good thing for the DC comedy scene.
I mean, dude, you gotta. If you think about it, right, real quick. If you think about it, right, a lot of people don't see it, right. The very first year of the DC Comedy Festival was 6 years ago, right? Does anybody recognize anybody that is famous now that was on the DC Comedy Festival 6 years ago? I'll help you out. Paris O'Shea wasn't on TV yet.
That's true.
She's hometown, so that's the easy one, right?
Yeah.
But now you also have Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis was a headliner on the very first comedy festival. Wow. Scott Sykes was a regular comic on the very first comedy festival. So that's just the first year we had 3 people that were already on the up and up. Did the DC Comedy Festival do it for them? No. They were just good comics that people got to see before they were big comics.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The third year we had Sahid Singh. Shoot, I can't remember his name right now. I'm so mad at myself. But yeah, Sarah. Yeah, I can't remember a couple of these people's names. I still like them; they're so cool, but I can't remember everybody's name. But we've had a couple of people that stopped through that had bigger names at the time that aren't so big right now, and we had people who didn't have a name at all who now have a big following.
Yeah.
Just in the last year, Osama Siddiqui, who was supposed to come back and close out for us, has had like a Netflix, is about to get a Netflix special, and is taping a movie right now. So he just had to, unfortunately, back out of the festival. But you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like you don't know who's going to blow, and a lot of people look at people, and they look at the roster and they're like, I don't know this guy, and this is what the festival is about. You know what I mean? Coming out to see people that you might not know before you actually know them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we tried to be in the spirit of that and really focus on people we didn't know when we were putting our shows together, but with the mindset of, hey, let's at least get somebody local.
Yeah.
To make sure. So we try to prioritize that when in the ones that I really appreciate you extending that branch outside, because I know how much you've invested in building the festival, and to bring outside producers in is a big risk to take. and in terms of letting other people have ownership, a piece of ownership of the brand.
Mhm.
So that's really an amazing thing to do.
So we're a festival. You get what I mean? Like, so like everybody, I don't think a lot of people really put that together in a sense of we're not. So I have Broken Diamond,
Right.
Broken Diamond Comedy is my promotional group.
Right.
But then we also have the DC Comedy Festival. So Broken Diamond promotes shows on the DC Comedy Festival.
Right.
The DC Comedy Festival, even though I'm one of the founders, the DC Comedy Festival is the DC comedy scenes.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So and so I hate it. This is one of the pushbacks that we got when we started the festival. A lot of producers, the popular guys, were giving pushback against different people because they were like, they don't know how to run shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be associated with them. Right. And because everybody has this thing of brand.
Mm-hmm.
Joey, you know how I talk.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers don't have brands. Like they think they have brands, but it's like the only people who know your brand is you.
Right.
That's not a brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like if you're out here marketing, you're out here scheming, and everybody's like, I'm only coming to Broken Diamond shows. I only go to Broken. Then yeah, I understand why you're saying that, right? But when you're just going after a market of comedy enthusiasts, right? Yeah, it's your brand isn't as much as the show is. It's your product. You get what I'm saying? Your brand isn't as big as your product. So, with that being said, right, when we're doing a festival, our brand was the DC comedy scene.
Right.
The DC comedy scene has good comics and it has bad comics. It has good producers, it has bad producers. You know how you stop bad producers from being bad producers? You put them around good producers.
Yeah.
You know how you stop bad comics from being bad comics? You put them around better comics. What is happening now, and it's still happening, even with these echo chambers of political correctness, right? A lot of people are staying inside of their bubble, and because they're staying inside of their bubble, they're not growing. They're not growing in the field of study, right? They're not growing as producers, and they're not growing as comics. And so they feel like, oh, I'm busting people's heads in the rooms that I'm in. Okay, cool. But I can't take you out of that room now. So I don't do shows that only goes towards people with 3-legged dog owners, right? If I don't do shows with, you know what I'm saying, like people that grow extra fingers out of their dick, like I can't book you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? No, because that's really what's happening now. Like you have the girls have their own shows. The black girls don't have their own shows. The white girls have their own shows. The white dudes have their own shows. The Hispanics have their own shows. And then we didn't even get into the fucking gender race, right? Because the LGBT community has their own shows, but the trans community has their own shows. Then the lesbians have their own shows. And then the non-binary have their own shows. And all of these people have these different shows, and they're not getting better.
DC was segregated like that. I don't feel like other comedy scenes are as segregated like that as DC was.
Well, here's part of it too. No,
these people do that.
It's I think it is a more of a broader problem because to Eddie's point, these shows are marketed to a group of people. So they're looking for specific, those comics are doing those shows because people are going to those shows because one, we went through a period where it was popular to do that. And the other part of it was like, those people know what to expect at that show. And just like on TV, we got all these channels for specialization. Now comedy's getting specialized. But the problem is you're limiting to that. And so, and it happens. I mean, I see all the time. I have comedians who get booked to headline and feature on these specific shows, but then they submit tape and want to do our show. And our audience is super broad. I mean, we aim for everybody. We sprouted in Silver Spring, one of the most diverse groups of people in the country. We get conservative, we get liberal, we get ethnic groups, we get everything. We never know what audience is going to be there that night. You have to be able to walk both worlds. And I've seen people who are strong in one type of room come to this room and struggle because they can't do the other thing.
Yeah.
constantly, and I can watch and I can see somebody who I can tell, and I call it feeding on cupcakes. When you, it's like when you have a bad diet because you're eating the stuff that's sweet to you.
Mhm.
I say Candace. I'll say even in New York. You was in the New York thing, right?
Yeah.
And in New York, you have it heavy, right?
No, I feel
But a lot. Yeah. The difference is, the difference is we don't pay attention. When you're inside of an echo chamber, you won't pay attention to something because it doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
So, and I'll prove the point right here. How many Brooklyn comics stay in Brooklyn and don't come to Manhattan?
That's true. I know a guy who's so funny, and when I met him, he had never performed outside of Harlem.
See what I'm saying? So you get the Manhattan guys. You get the
Yeah.
Manhattan guys, which a lot of people don't even realize it's two sectors. So you have the Harlem, you have the upper side. So they go to Harlem, Bronx, and they only do that area. Then you have the Manhattan, you have the bottom half. They only do the comedy clubs. Then you have the Brooklyn side. They only do the Brooklyn shows because they don't want to take the train over, right? Then you have the Jersey comics who are literally right there, and they don't even come over at all. So you still, and then inside the Brooklyn area, we still have the APAC or whatever they call it now. You have those type of rooms. You have the LGBT rooms. You have the rooms where they're like, hey, you can't say X, Y, and Z. And then you have the rooms that don't hire people that look like this. Everywhere in comedy, it's always been this way.
Where it's just a bunch of white guys making really bad jokes.
It's always happened. And that was the one thing that I saw with the New York Comedy Festival that I was like, oh, this is beautiful. Because to Candy's point, you don't see it as much. But the reason why you don't see it as much is because the New York Comedy Festival has all of these shows on.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody in New York can find these shows, and then you'll just start seeing random people. Now, not every comic does it, but you'll start seeing random comics start crossing markets or crossing echo chambers, right? Because I don't have to just do Lower East Side, because Lower East Side is one bridge crossing to Brooklyn. There's 5 shows over in Williamsburg. I'll just start going over there now. And so that was the point with DC, because if you actually think about with DC, we have the PG County side, which is quote unquote the black side, right? And then you have the downtown DC, you have the downtown side. Now, a lot of the PG County black side comics can do the downtown, and some of the downtown comics can do the PG side, but they never do it.
And the weird thing is, PG probably has the biggest appetite for comedy out of the whole.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
I get stopped
It's big
for the magnet on my car in PG more than anywhere else.
yeah.
The House of Comedy and Jazz just opened in Lanham. There's the one thing they got now, but there's no venue in PG, so they'll travel. They'll go into DC. We have PG people come up to Arundel Mills all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do all the time.
They all come up all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I graduated from Bladensburg. I even to this day, I still go to Arundel Mills for the movie theater. I drive past 3 different movie theaters come up there.
Yes,
we drove though, and so this is where the thing is, that I don't think people truly understand. And when it comes to comedy, if you really want something, if you really want that feeling, people will go out of their way to get it, right? When we did the festival last year, we only used DuPont Underground. We had people from Maryland, we had people from Virginia, we had people from Westwood. Like it was crazy, like how many people just came into town just to do it. And we didn't have any named, like big name comics. You see what I'm saying? Now our shows were a little bit longer, which we changed that up this year. But that's every year with the festival, we just change up. You know what I'm saying? We try to find better and better and better and better, and we keep and what with us still trying to improve, it helps us out a lot.
Awesome, man. All right, so everyone out there who's wondering, the DC Comedy Festival is April 8th through the 13th. You can go to dccomedyfestival.com to see where the shows are in the DC area. They got a bunch of different venues that are going to be popping up. It is going to be an amazing time. Eddie, we are definitely happy to be joining up with you guys this year.
Right.
Comedy shows near me is learning the landscape so that we can do bigger things in 2024. So starting here and seeing where we go from there. What do we got on the docket for today, Joe?
Just stick around, talk some topics.
Eddie, you want to hang out with us for a little bit?
Nah, man, I'm gonna have to get going, dude.
Okay.
I gotta get out to do some shows before I get down there.
I got you. Completely.
Bye.
Yo, thank y'all for having me on, man. Y'all enjoy. I'll see y'all next week.
Oh, yeah.
All
See you, man. All right. Candace.
To go soon too. So before we leave, can we talk about Diddy?
Is that what we're doing first?
All right, we'll do Diddy first. You know what? Here, we'll take a break. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll go into topics.
Yeah, I don't want to miss the Diddy. So I want to make sure we get to that before I go.
All right, so
I thought you want to talk about Lizzo's quitting social media and then walking it back.
I thought
we'll talk about that too. We'll hit two big topics. See how I did there? Because Lizzo's big and Diddy's been diddling big boys' butts. Hey, it's always a big thing. All right, we're gonna talk about that and a whole bunch more in a minute on the Dot Comedy Podcast.
If you happy, then be with him. Go ahead, mommy, breathe again. Go ahead, mommy, breathe again. Don't stop now, straight to the top now. Go ahead, mommy, make it hot now. I need me a love that's gonna make my heart stop now. And what I need is simple. And
this segment of Dot Comedy Podcast is brought to you by the DC Comedy Festival. That's right, the DC Comedy Festival is coming back to the DMV April 8th through the 13th. Go to DCComedyFestival.com to see all the local venues. It is going to be an amazing time here in the DC area. You're going to come out and see some funny people, especially at the Comedy Shows Near Me shows. That's right, Comedy Shows Near Me will be helping out the DC Comedy Festival this year and working with some great comedians. Come on out, go to DCComedyFestival.com to see all the local venues attending. And we're back in the Dot Comedy Podcast. DJ Marcus, Joey LaFaro, Candace August. They may need to run back some of these songs that he wrote. Hello.
What up, bro?
It's been a long time, man. Good, man. How have you been?
I can't say how I've really been because she's right here.
Oh, get out of my face.
I understand completely. For those of you listening online, we're graciously what is the word I'm looking for?
Joined.
Graciously joined. Yes.
I'm glad you remember it's an audio meeting.
Yeah, graciously joined by Candace's husband, a very talented gentleman that decided to take Candace off the market. I guess he did it for self-sacrifice. He chose to take that bullet for all of us. We're so happy.
Welcome.
I can only imagine what having her pay no attention to anything I say or did
on a daily basis.
Be like, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that would be true to life.
It's not on purpose. It's just what happened.
That's how she is. It's fine. Oh man, but I did play that song on purpose, Joey. Okay. There's been some news coming out of Florida and California.
It's the only news.
The news has been masterfully done.
Mm-hmm.
The DEA and Homeland Security raided Sean P. Diddy Love Combs' two mansions, the one in Miami and the one in California. Now, I did hear some speculation coming out of both of those homes, which was hilarious. Neither one of them is in his name.
They released the video,
which is hilarious,
of his kids getting smashed up.
His kids got pulled out the house as well.
It's under his corporation. Is it under Bad Boys or
his kids' names?
Oh, his homes are in his children's names.
Homes are in all his children's names.
So get her.
He basically said, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna start over. Let's just put it in the kids' names. They can have it later, I guess.
I guess that could be an alternative to a trust fund.
But yeah, but now when the DEA raids your house, it kind of lowers the property values.
But got raided in Miami and California. Imagine your ass being raided coast to coast, literally, like in Miami and California. Good Lord.
Yeah, he did something to piss some white people off somewhere. Because there's only one time that you really get raked over the coals like this is when you piss white people off.
Yeah. So it's sex trafficking. I don't even know exactly what he did. Who was he trafficking?
Young boys from the indictment statements from because his drug dealer had got caught with drugs. So he said he pinned a bunch of shit on Diddy. So that's why the DEA and Homeland Security were going after him.
I heard that Usher basically said there were a lot of things he had questions about when he was living with him. It now makes sense.
Oh yeah, everyone did. There's a whole video. There's supposedly a video or an audible video of Meek Mill's getting slammed by Diddy that Godfrey played on his podcast, which I was like, I'm not playing on ours because it is very graphic and I don't want to be censored that way.
Godfrey was on Shay Shay recently.
He was. We'll talk about that in a little bit because that was an interesting one too.
Yeah, it was.
Because him and Country Wayne still throwing barbs at each other, which is comedy fodder for that comedy.
The era of comedy beef. Comedians used to have beef before, and now everyone hates everyone.
They did have beef. They just didn't have a place to put it.
Here's the thing. I think Godfrey basically was like, I think he's like, yeah, we need to stop that. We're the only group that does this. And then, but I guess he just doesn't view Country Wayne as a comedian.
No, he doesn't. But yeah, so Diddy there's been the allegations that came out that he was trafficking young boys and for sexual pleasure at his mansions. And then the Cassie allegations all said that he would have her have sex with young boys at the house in front of him. Yeah, it like you got to read all of the stuff that happened with Diddy.
Too like it's just I'll take the cliff notes from you. I don't want to read all that.
So, and now there's supposedly another like the flash drive that his ex-girlfriend, his baby mama had.
I feel like he's gonna read like erotic gay porn novels, and I have no none of that. No.
These young boys,
what was that?
the young boys that are being trafficked. Where is he getting them from?
Now that they haven't come out with 100% because they can't say anything because if it comes out not to be 100% true yet.
We haven't gotten it. These are allegations.
These still allegations. These are all still allegations. I am not a Diddy expert. I'm going by what the internet and the police reports have all told me. So
Okay.
Now that said, his sons decided to retain high-powered lawyer Jeffrey Lichtman, who previously represented El Chapo and John Gotti.
Good Lord.
Like, do you just like what? Why would you
Tell me you're guilty without telling me you're guilty.
Lichtman gets it done.
Oh my God.
It's going to be an interesting summer.
Completely innocent. Let me get the lawyer that represented some of the most notorious criminals of all time.
Well, that's what OJ did.
They're saying that it was a militarized force used against the kids. It was too much.
Oh yeah, because I mean, if he's got 6 kids in the house who are under the age 18, you can't go in there with DEA and fucking SWAT.
They had red lasers.
Yeah, they had red dots pointed at them. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. There were red dot lasers pointed at these damn babies, and you can't do that. I don't care what the hell the dad did. Get the dad. Don't traumatize the kids.
Okay,
the country by now?
No, he's still in the country.
Where is he holed up at this point?
Probably in New York. I think that's the only place they didn't raid was New York.
I need to understand this statement because this doesn't make sense to me. If this is a real thing, then I have more questions. This is an article from Fox News about the raid. Derek Parker, a former member of the NYPD's Rap Intelligence Unit, said allegations
the Rap Squad
and recent civil suits reference gun possession and narcotics, prompting federal agents to take protective measures for raiding properties. What the heck is a Rap Intelligence Unit?
The Rap Squad. You never heard of the Rap Squad?
No.
See, Joey needs to get more of his black history together. He needs to learn the streets of black history as well. The Rap Squad was the group of police officers who were assigned by the NYPD to follow rappers.
Oh.
All they did was follow rappers. So they would find something incriminating on rappers at any point in time. Same goon squads. That
I'd be surprised they admitted that they were doing it.
Oh yeah, they told it years ago.
Okay.
And like 50 knew it, like because he would like if they would get it like there was a shootout, there would always be a cop there like immediately after the shootout was done, and then they'd be like, "How did the cops like get there that quick? No one called." Yeah, they were following them already.
Okay. Now this is only for New York rappers or just rappers in general?
They're different ones in different cities. LA does have rap police as well as Miami, but
Yeah.
I know New York and LA are the bigger ones because they have the bigger rap scenes.
I can see why you would need to like assign police to, because it's the only artistry where you like admit to your crimes in your art. Like you rap about all of these unlawful things that you've been doing, and then you wonder why they assign a squad just to follow you.
Well, I don't believe it's necessary. Okay, I'll speak this way. The hip hop police is there to intimidate them into not doing certain things. But where was the bluegrass police when all those bluegrass singers were writing songs about raping little girls and going across state lines with babies?
Who wrote a song about raping little girls?
Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, every country singer before 1980.
I think you're mixed matching a whole bunch of shit.
No.
Yes, you are, because
bluegrass is in the country.
Bluegrass is in the country. Dude, everything.
Bluegrass is
And
in the country.
Elvis wasn't a country singer either.
Well, he
his 15-year-old, but he didn't write songs saying I'm dating a 15-year-old.
Yes, he did.
What was that?
He just
Let me pull it up. Elvis song about babies.
No, not Elvis.
Here's the thing. That I hear you, but I also distinctly remember a discussion about a lyric in a Biggie Smalls song where he basically admitted that he's like, kidnapping people to jury tamper.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Rap is a lot of admissions of guilt. Like it's a lot of here are all the crimes I'm committing. Ha ha ha. And so, it's supposed to just be stories. It's not supposed to be real, or is it?
Well, it's supposed to be stories. It's not supposed to be all that's hyperbole.
Now
well, no, because the idiots in the next generations all decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make life imitate art, and I'm gonna do all the shit that I say I did in these raps. The Biggie,
he might have been.
No one has ever come forward and said that Biggie was a true gangster or thug in any way, shape,
their
or form.
daughter's tied up in a Brooklyn basement.
Face it, not guilty. Powers be filthy, richer than Richie. Till you bitches come to get me. I understand, Joey. I understand
the
that
bitches came to get
bitches came to get Diddy. But it's one of those things where everyone who knew those people said that that's not who they really were. It was an act 99% of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's the best act because people believe it because they're black. They believe these people are because they're black. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell them all. I sold drugs and I sold crack to a mama with a baby in the stomach. It's like, okay, really? You sold crack to somebody with a baby in them?
Yeah.
What kind of indecent human are you? It is like that doesn't make any sense. You have a mother. Like none of this shit makes any goddamn sense. But then when the thugs who do it hear it, they go, "Oh, that's my story," and they buy the bullshit.
Well, there's also some of them that actually did.
No. There's some who did.
Yeah.
It's not like it didn't happen, but it didn't happen to them.
Yeah.
I've not seen one documentary that said that where they were like, yeah, Biggie sold drugs on the corner, but he was more of the
Bruce
the
Springsteen
muscle.
didn't do none of the shit he sang about.
He wasn't even born in the USA.
Who?
Bruce Springsteen.
Yes, he was.
Bruce Springsteen literally just went around hearing stories and making songs out of it.
Making songs out of other people's lives. that's
He's
super
a good story.
That's super white man privilege right there. You just get to, hey, that's a nice story. I'm gonna tell it my way. It's not now. But it's gonna get crazy. Cat Williams said in his interview that 2024 was gonna be the year when shit just came out. I guess Diddy is about to feel the wrath first.
Let the year of violence continue.
And when they if they lock Diddy up, you know what's happening next.
What's happening next?
He's snitching on everybody.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
As he hasn't done it already.
Jay-Z, Beyonce.
Here's the difference. Diddy's not the caliber of artist that R. Kelly was.
No.
So there's not even that part where you're like, but we like the art, not the artist. And,
wait a minute. You're saying Diddy's not the caliber of artist as R. Kelly is. When you're thinking about R. Kelly, you're thinking about singing, songwriting. Diddy produced not only his shit, but like half of the piece Diddy produced.
But the thing is,
but we're not going to cancel.
We're not going to cancel everybody. You can cancel R. Kelly because his voice is on all the shit he did. You can't. You can't. Only thing you can cancel Diddy on is the ones where he stepped back and said, "Take that, bad boy."
Yeah,
which I think was the.
There's not that many songs that Diddy actually rapped on that you're gonna miss.
I think that was a precursor to what he did to Meek Mills, where he was like, "Take that, bad boy."
Oh yeah, I think Meek Mills are in like a sexual romantic relationship. Did you see that?
It was Meek Mills and Usher were named. Meek Mills, Usher, and Stevie J were named as people who Diddy'd.
And then Meek Mill had the weirdest breakdown on Twitter.
Meek Mill has been losing his shit ever since all this stuff came out. Like he's been tweeting stupid stuff. He's like, if you go, it ain't gay if you ain't gay if you close your eyes. What are you doing? Stop it! No,
it's like very, very fervent, bad arguments as to why it didn't happen the way it happened, and you're just like, dude, if you had said nothing, you would have been so much better off.
So much.
You're just digging the grave so much harder because of how like terrible your defensiveness.
It's only gay if you do it at your house and their house, not if you just do it at their house. What? No.
It's like that scene in a freaking Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Like,
at the end.
Me and Ray are gay together. What?
We
no,
gay.
I ain't gay. No, you suck my dick. That's
oh my goodness.
So Meek Mill because his responses are a little bit sketchy. But why does Stevie J have to catch a stray? Nobody was even worried about him. And then who was the other guy? Usher?
Yeah. They said he fucked Usher when Usher was little because Usher had to go to the hospital because he beat it up too bad.
Whoa.
No way.
There's an interview where they were like, I took Usher to the hospital because when him and Diddy had sex, it was too bad for him.
Who said that?
Diddy's ex-security guard.
Wow.
Okay, wait a minute. Usher had to be hospitalized due to
like that's getting the new
injury.
Yes.
No.
He had an injury.
There's no way. I don't believe it.
Hold on.
We don't believe you. You need more people. People have been trying to pin this Diddy is gay shit on him since the 90s. And maybe he is. I don't know. But it's just like I feel like it's just a narrative that people just want to believe.
Diddy's gay or Usher?
No, Diddy. No one said Usher's gay. Diddy groomed Usher, and Usher's situation led to what is it? I'm pulling it up. Led to Usher going to the hospital. Got the interview right here.
Looking at this lawsuit, right? Lil Rod, he alleges that Diddy told him personally that he had sex with Usher. And when you look at the lawsuit, even though they got Usher name redacted, you could tell who it is because they describe him as the guy that performed at the Super Bowl.
Right.
So I mean, we all know who that is. But how you feel about that, man?
Well, I mentioned that earlier. That he said about Stevie J. The Usher part. That's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business. Right?
So what's wrong with that?
I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now, I'll let Usher explain that to y'all. I'll let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know I know. Let me reframe you on.
See, that's and the guy he is a certified Diddy security guard. He's in video with Diddy. He's there with Usher. He's there at the time of said incident.
Okay.
Again, I mean, hey, I don't care. You know what? I know how I believe everything to be. And what's his name said this on his show the other day. What's his name? Godfrey. Godfrey said it on his podcast the other day. I'm not mad at being gay. I'm mad at y'all lied for so long about being gay, and this is what it led to. It led to a bunch of unnecessary bullshit. If you came out as gay and said, hey, I like dudes, and then you just a dude comes over and say, hey, I'm into dudes.
Sorry.
Are you into dudes?
That you don't need that.
I don't need that part. I'm into dudes, you into dudes. And if a guy says, yeah, okay, you and that dude have sex. I don't care about that. But at the end of the day, lying about it is where I go, what the fuck? What's the point?
And here's the thing: being into dudes is one thing, but being into little boys is something.
It's bad.
So because how old was Usher when this relationship happened?
That was when he had custody of Usher.
Okay, see that's
remember Usher's mom signed custody over to Diddy for that year and a half he spent with Diddy in New York.
Okay. See, yeah. So being homosexual is not the problem. Being a pedophile is the problem.
True. All true statements.
So
and also,
Usher's mom signed parental consent or whatever for Usher to live with Diddy for a couple years.
Live with Diddy and learn the business from Diddy for I think he was with him for 2-3 years.
And during that time, it is alleged that they had a sexual relationship.
Yeah.
Which hospitalized Usher.
At one point, it hospitalized Usher.
I just want to make sure I had everything correct.
I mean, I'm not saying it.
What was the timeline for this?
This was 92, 95, 94, 95.
Was not very articulate. And all he just said was that it led Usher to be in the hospital. Maybe Usher was hospitalized because of an overdose.
Is that better? What the fuck?
I mean, doing drugs.
I don't.
It is.
I'm not going to explain why, but it just is.
Exactly. Maybe
I don't fuck them.
Well, I mean, you'd say, okay, I was, there's a mix up. Someone got into something. It was, I was letting him try it, and I, got carried away. There could be a good intention that
there's
no drug good intention. Y'all fucking with me right now.
Versus like just rape, like just straight rape, like it.
Yeah, the drugs definitely better.
Give drugs.
If we're picking between two stories, the drugs is better.
This is the worst rock in a hard place. This is the worst cock in a hard place.
Cock in a crack place I've ever been. Cock in a crack place. That's today's show title. I don't know why. Oh my goodness. All right. So what okay. All right. So we're gonna leave Diddy alone for right now until more information comes out. I'm sure some more shit gonna come out about TD Jakes and these parties because Diddy want to party and you gotta tell him no. I don't know why everybody keep telling this nigga yes. Luke said he would go home early. I saw an interview where Uncle Luke, 2 Live Crew, Uncle Luke said I would go home early from Diddy parties.
God damn.
He's like, that's the type of shit know. You doing way too much.
You offended Luke. You were too raw for Luke's tender sensibilities.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I haven't seen the Freaknik documentary yet. I got to sit down and watch that. My family, none of my relatives were down there. I checked with all of them, so I will not be seeing my mom's booty butt naked on the side of Peach Street.
They didn't show showed nothing.
They ain't show nothing good
It was kind of mid. I was expecting so much more
from the hype of it.
From the hype of it, but I didn't know it was started by people from DC.
It was started by DC students that were down at HBCUs down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't that sound like some DC shit? Someone told me today that DC has the biggest group of freaks they'd ever met because they're all like into shit that doesn't make sense to like people in other areas. Like they were like, so I was having a conversation with my wife about like previous like relationships and men she had met. And she was like, every dude she was seeing up here wanted to be in a throuple. And she was like, that's some weird shit. And I was like, but when I was younger, like friends fucking friends when I was younger here wasn't an abnormal thing. So like if you had a big friend group, all them fucking each other wasn't abnormal.
No.
Especially in our community. I don't know why it wasn't. Well, it
wasn't abnormal, but it wasn't just accepted.
No one fought about it though. They fought about it in your community. White men are tribalist. They think every woman's theirs. So you fuck a white man's woman. He's like, all right, well shit. Black man goes, I'll get another one. that's as simple as it goes most of the time. But like she was telling me that, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of weird. Then you think about it, all the stuff that like that happened in other areas of the country that was like really weird and freaky. If you look into the base root of it, somebody from DC created it. All the biggest porn stars in like the late 90s and early 2000s came from DC. All the ones you were cranking it to, they came from here.
The guy with the sideburns, remember him?
You talk about a white man. I know it. I know you talk about a white man.
I don't
remember he was on other stuff besides porn. That's how I know him.
I don't know.
Who, Ron Jeremy? Ron Jeremy was not
Jeremy. It was like Ron Jeremy's from the 70s. So this, you said the 90s, right? A white guy with like big sideburns, and he used to be in everything.
Okay, I was talking about black people.
I don't pay attention to...
And Joey watches black porn only. We've discussed this on the podcast.
Well, not only.
Primarily.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Joey doesn't dabble with the Caucasoids on that end of it. He's not into that. He's like, that's not my thing. But
I actually don't pay attention to the male at all, ever. Yeah. In fact, if it has a male's face in it, it really kind of kills the whole thing. And the worst is when they make sounds.
We've discussed this on the podcast previously. So, I don't know if Candace is on that episode.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bounce. I will tell you. Bye.
All right, Candace. See you there.
All right, good night.
Oh, man. What you want to talk about? You want Lizzo leaving the internet?
I don't.
Do you care about it?
Not really.
All right, cool.
I had, speaking of freaks, I had this
Speaking of freaks.
I had this thought because I went to a wedding this past weekend and I blacked out again. I haven't blacked out in like 10 years. I had lost time.
You got blackout drunk?
My fiance told me that there were several events that had happened that I have no recollection of, and then showed me a video of one of them.
One of those events.
And I was just relieved. The one thing I could take solace in is that Blackout Joey doesn't do anything that I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
There's never been anything where I go, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't remember. I blacked out. I don't feel like there's like another person in there driving the train. It's just me on autopilot. And I probably was me. I just lost the memory. I feel like I just lost the memory more than I wasn't there for it. So that's good.
It's very good.
But the way in which my body responded, have you ever just like thought you were done? Like with the hangover process?
Yes.
And then you're just walking and your body goes, no. Like I had thought I had gotten all through all of the purging.
Okay.
Then I got dressed. We had, we finally felt pretty okay. Got downstairs, started walking out, and like just as I'm getting to the lobby, I start feeling like that, like hot sweat in my mouth.
Yeah.
and I'm going, oh, I need to throw up. And she's like, let's go back to, and I'm like, there's no time. And then I just dart for the nearest trash can.
Mhm.
And like,
Why'd you go to the bathroom that's in the lobby?
there was no time. It literally was just, that was the nearest trash can because I wasn't going to make it another step. But it was so matter of fact because it seemed like there was more time to get somewhere. There was not.
Mhm. Wow. I don't know what you did
And
to
then,
yourself, Joe.
and then I cramped.
You cramped up?
Have you ever cramped up while throwing up?
Yes. Cramped up on your stomach?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that's the fucking worst.
Ah,
That's when you know you don't have any electrolytes in you.
she was like, hey, don't lean on the trash can. I'm like, my like stomach is seized.
Yeah, that's how you know you have zero electrolytes left in you.
Yeah.
Is when you start cramping up in places that you don't normally cramp up.
Yep.
Like you only cramp up in your stomach area when you do crunches or like ab workouts.
Yep.
So if you've thrown up enough where that starts to cramp, that means you've thrown up a lot and you have no liquids in you.
Yep.
So yeah, you need a Gatorade and a salt pill.
Well, there was a flash IV shortly there.
Oh
actually.
yeah. you
But
need
on the
that.
drive home, I did the clarity. There is a post vomit clarity, and it led me to think. I'm really glad that I don't have like
Kids.
a freaky thing I'm into.
Oh.
Like I'm really glad I'm not a furry because I already have trust issues, and if I can't see who's in the costume,
You be fucking a dude.
I could be fucking.
You
Like
fucking-
who knows
it's just a
who's
hole.
in there?
It's just a hole.
What if one day she just agrees to swap out with somebody?
She got some cute friends. I mean,
Like, if you're a furry, do you really know how many people you've had sex with?
No,
Could have just been the same. What if they're just, you go to different houses and different costumes?
same person every
Same
time.
person. What if it's just a really rich person with a lot of homes? Or just a realtor? What if it's a furry that's a realtor?
A realtor furry
Yeah. And they just keep like,
inviting people to the house.
well, when they invite them on, whatever the furry app is, I'm sure that they have.
They got
one.
an app.
I have to. I feel like everybody has an app.
They don't have a. Oh,
Yeah, you get on Furry Bait, and then you like find a friend on Furry Bait, and then they invite you over, but it's always a different house and a different costume, so you think it's a different furry, but it's the same one.
okay. Okay. So that's a kids app. I like put furry app,
Oh,
and the first one came up was good to glow or got to glow.
I thought you said Furry Bait was a kid app. I was very concerned.
No, there's one. It's called Got to Glow. It's called it's a furry finder. Fun app for ages 5 and up. Let you find virtual furries,
What?
care for them, and watch them grow. My Little Princess furry games.
This is all horrible under the context we've been discussing. thus
Yes, yes, it is.
far. It all sounds horrible under the.
It's
current
all the worst.
context.
Yeah, let's get off of
Get
that.
off- let's
Let's leave
get
that
away.
alone.
Enough of that.
Enough of that. I don't want them raiding your house. Talk about Diddy was here.
You know what? I don't. I discovered, the one thing I will give Diddy credit for: more money, more problems. Because I've been back at work for a month now, and I did not really account for the impact that having a job that's paying you can take a toll on your psyche because you have coworkers. Like having a paying job means having coworkers,
True.
and some of them.
Suck.
Okay, so there's a shower at the office.
Why?
Don't know.
With some
Weird,
ghoul shit.
weird one, just random one time single use shower. I guess if and it's supposed to be like a private one shower, right? And I'm like, oh. So like I was running out of time at the gym and I needed to get to the office. I'm like, oh, let me hurry up and get to the office. And I was like, I'll just use the shower at the office.
Okay.
First of all, there was a ladder in there and a chair. And then there was just somebody's dirty bike gear hanging, and it smelled horrible. Like this has now become a laundry room.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shit. It's like this is awful. I can barely.
Why ain't
breathe.
taking a shower at the
There's no
gym?
fan. There's no fan. So this is this stink in there,
Just
and they're
staying
like,
in there
they have stink, and it's like humid. So it's like the perfect conditions for like
for
COVID.
bacteria and mold.
Like COVID made me so much more aware of other people's
shitty human beings.
yeah, germs. OBG.
YN?
Other people's germs.
Other people's germs?
Yes.
OPG.
Yeah, OPG.
Okay, I said OBG. I
Yeah,
was like, wait,
OPG.
that's
It doesn't stand for
obstetrics and gynecology.
Right. No. Just so and then I go to like actually use the shower, and the water pressure is like non-existent. So now I'm like not properly rinsed, and I'm dying because I'm breathing this air.
Mm.
I get out and I complain to the person from facilities, and I complain to another coworker. And the thing I consistently heard when I brought this topic up was, I think I know who it is. And I'm like, oh, so you are the problem. Like, how do you allow this behavior to continue? There's fucking nasty, like, there's no way that this is to any sort of code. There's no way, like, why isn't there a memo? You guys are like, and I tell you the type of people that if I talk about it loudly, they'll be like, shh. No, they should hear me so that they change their behavior. I'm not chewing them out directly, but I'm calling them out. I hope to God they hear me. I will talk as loudly. This is that white people shit that I can't fucking stand.
It's your boss, Joey.
It's somebody's boss.
I know it's a
I know
boss.
it's not my boss because he would not fit in those clothes.
Oh, okay. that makes sense.
But he's the one who I knows used that shower before. So I was like, oh.
So he's been in there.
No, he was and he was the one who was like, oh, he was the one who kind of suggested, hey, they have one here. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll use that one today. Never again.
Why don't you just do one at the gym?
I should have, but then I had to go in the locker room and I got to like be away from my stuff. This one was at the office. So like I had the privacy of not having to worry about locking my valuables down.
Oh, okay. You didn't have to worry about seeing another man's penis.
No, they don't. They have the gym I go to is not a community horrible gym.
Oh, it's not?
I mean, they asked there is still that possibility, but it's mitigated.
Okay. I told you about the spa I went to in Puerto Rico, right?
No, I don't think so.
Like you have to reserve time at the spa.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to like, and there's a gym next to the spa.
Yeah.
So me and my wife got massages, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go back and change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing boxers. I'm wearing boxers because I'm just getting a massage and I'm going to put my clothes back on. There was at least 92-year-old white man or Puerto Rican man, I'm not sure, just walking around with his dick out.
It's
like,
always the
why? Why are you doing this, sir?
I feel like we'll only understand that after we've reached age 76.
Yeah.
At that point, I think it's like, death soon. Fuck everybody.
Fuck everybody. They can see this dick.
Behold.
Behold the ravages of time. Oh, man. What else you got going on, Joe?
Just a week of dynamite comedy.
Hey.
We're at McGinty's on Saturday.
Yes.
Which is not necessarily part of the festival, but it's just a really funny show.
It's a kickoff for the festival.
It's not technically.
It's a pre-festival.
It's a prequel. It's a
prefestival.
Pre-festival.
Pre-festival.
It's a pre-festival. The pre-festival show at McGinty's is Saturday, the 6th. Tickets are on sale now. And then Tuesday night is the competition show, also at McGinty's. And then Thursday, boom, 3 in a row at McGinty's because Silver Spring is our home. And guess what? Oh, I forgot. That's what Saturday is. You know what Saturday is? It's our 2nd year anniversary of comedy.
Boom, 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 boom.
We'll be hitting our almost like two years doing this right back at where we started it. So really kind of cool to be back at McGinty's again for that and be able to kind of celebrate that in a unique way and with.
I was in the hospital 2 years ago.
Yeah,
it's been 2 years because I remember we started.
I had a bad hip, and
yeah, I remember we started when I got hospitalized. Well, no, it was like 2 weeks after. I didn't go to the first
Yeah.
McGinty show
Right.
because I didn't care about it then. I didn't care about comedy shows near me as
There was
staff, record label, and crew.
Anyway,
But
I
digress.
it'll be 2 years, so we're gonna celebrate 2 years, and then we have the festival.
Mhm.
Tuesday, part of the competition, and then Thursday just with some funny people we found. I think they include also. I think Rob Coffey is going to be joining us on that one. We have Ray Divas headlining, so that'll be a really
that'd be a good
show. And then we have some people from other places that you've never heard of, all coming down to make you laugh in Silver Spring.
Mhm.
And then Friday, we're doing one of Dave Buster's Arundel Mills for a very special night there.
Sweet.
So that'll be really cool. So a full week of comedy. So by the end of the week, you'll want to crawl into a ball and protect your abdomen
And stop because all the laughing,
sore.
all the laughing you're
all
gonna
the,
have.
all the laughings that have been happening.
You know what's gonna be great, Joey.
And then we'll be on a short break, and then we'll be back on 420.
Yeah, I have a birthday coming up.
Yes, you do.
It's a big one, dude. How
Is
old
it?
will I be, Joey? You've known me for a long time now.
Is this 40?
It's 40, brother.
Oh no!
This is what you have to look forward to for 40.
That means that it's less than a year away from me.
Yes.
Curses.
40 is right at the door. I wish Candace was here so I could ask her how she celebrated her 40th birthday all 40 years ago.
Welp.
But yeah, man, 40. I turned 40 this year. It's gonna be a good year, man. I think there's a plan in place, and I'm gonna work
How
hard.
are you celebrating your 40th?
My wife is taking me somewhere. I'll have a whole.
Oh, you're
trip.
gonna finally face your fear of getting kidnapped?
No. That's only my fear when I take edibles. And I told her that. So I was like, hey, if you take me somewhere, don't give me edibles because you will have to deal with a paranoid large man.
So
And
slip you some Molly on Thursday night. That's what I'm hearing.
yeah, so I can trip out the whole time I'm there with her. Yeah, here's some gummy. Hey, Marcus, I got you a pack of gummy bears. It's like, oh, no, you ain't taking me. You ain't taking me. That'll be the whole trip.
She would never forgive me.
No, not even close. She would come home early to whoop your ass.
It wouldn't be worth it unless we had like drones to follow you.
To watch it happening.
Oh my god, that'd be worth it for the story. Like just that that could be its own TV show. And then the best part is you would see them, and then it would drive you deeper into the mania.
Yep. Because I'd be like, where'd you get drones from? What are you doing? What are you doing? And he just started bringing them toward me, like chasing me.
And we'd always hide them when she came around. She'd be like, "Where are they? What is he talking about?" There actually would have been drones.
Uh-huh.
Maybe she would forgive us after we do the premiere, because then
Yeah.
she's like, all right, this was not worth the year of my life I lost, but it's hilarious.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not actively happening to me.
Jesus. Oh man, but yeah, man, we're gonna get out of here, Joe. I think we ran our race this week.
Yeah,
It's been a good week.
Nice little episode.
Yeah, we did a good job, man. I'm very excited about the DC Comedy Festival. Again, folks, DC Comedy Festival is April 8th through the 13th, 2024. Go to dccomedyfestival.com. Let's see, what's the first show going to be?
Months going into this one. There's been months going into this.
What's the first show in the week?
Tuesday
On the 8th.
on the 9th.
On the 8th, no, for the festival itself.
Oh, the festival itself kicks off on the 8th.
On the 8th. That's the DC Comedy Festival opening night. Derek Gaines and David Temple. That'll be
the Loft or Bus Boys and Poets. I think it's a Bus Boys and Poets.
This one is at,
Actually-
you're correct. Bus Boys on 15th and V.
There you go.
Show starts at 8 p.m. Go to DC. If you go to DC Comedy Festival, you can buy tickets for the show from there. It is going to be. I think this looks like a funny show.
I need to know where that is because I'm actually supposed to go to that.
D'Lo will be there.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, man, it's going to be a good week. It's going to be a good week of DC comedy. I'm prepared for it. I'm ready to have fun with them. Man, but Joey, we can get out of here, man. It's been a good week. It's been a fun week. Promote what we got going on, Jim. Oh, that's not the song I was going to play.
That was my jam.
I know it's your jam. But where can I find you at, Joey?
Joey Low Comedy on Instagram.
As well as comedyshowsnear.me on Instagram and comedyshowsnear.me, the website for comedyshowsnear.me. You can find us anywhere you find comedy shows in the DMV. Look for us. It's Comedy Shows Near Me. You can find me at djmarcus.comedy on Instagram, Facebook, as well as Twitter. I'm going to start putting out some tweets, Joey. I think I'm going to do some controversial tweets to get some views and get some likes in my future, so then I can do some fun stuff by like go viral. I heard going viral is the thing the kids like to do now.
We're working on that.
You're working on going viral?
Yeah.
All right, man. It's gonna be the time to do it. But they have a cool if you go on the website on DC Comedy Festival's website, if you click on the first show, there's a cool little effect when you run your mouse over the black part of the screen. It's really like a smoke screen. It's like cool. It's pretty cool. Try it out, folks. That's right. DCComedyFestival.com, comedyshowsnear.me on the internet. And we will see you next time with more fun and more thrills on the .comedy podcast. But it's not gonna happen with me. I guess this is